What is up, guys? Snaggle J back with another MyNBA Buffalo Bullets expansion video. If you guys missed the premiere video, make sure you click the card in the top right corner as I went through the expansion draft results and kind of what our goals were for season one. And it's been an interesting season so far. As you can see in the bottom right corner of the screen, we're 19 and 21, which is, for an expansion team, pretty darn good. If we go to the standings real quick here and we look at the Eastern Conference, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we're 12th right now, but we're only like a game and a half, 2 games back of being in a playoff spot after 40 games, which, not going to lie, pretty darn surprising. When we look at the divisions, Atlantic Division, again, we're last, but you look, we're only 1 game behind the Raps. Well, we're not even 1 game behind the Raps. We're technically even. They've played a couple more games. We're only a little bit behind the 76ers. So, I mean, we're right there. We're in the thick of it, which is absolutely crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And what has happened, now this is the good bad. In the first video, I explained to you guys the reason why we picked Evan Fournier in the expansion draft was because we were hoping he would get off to a good start and then we would trade him. He's in the last year of a contract, make it $17.15 million. We were going to trade him at the trade deadline for some assets. The problem is, right before I started making this video, he got injured for 4 to 6 weeks, meaning he is no longer trade eligible. Now, the trade deadline is sometime in March. If I'm not mistaken, it is down here in March somewhere. March 21st, maybe. It's around the All-Star game. So there's not, again, he's probably not going to be back in time. And that's kind of sad because, again, he's having a great season. He's averaging almost 24 points a game for us, which has been fantastic. As you can see, Michael Porter Jr., who was our first expansion draft pick, is averaging 16 and almost 7 rebounds a game. Rondo's been really good. He's averaging 13, 7.5 dimes, playing like the Rondo of old. We'll explain why we have Mike Muscala in a second. Maxi Kleber, 10 points, 6 rebounds a game. Bruce Brown, who is going to see a major increase in minutes now that Fournier is out, averaging 8.9 points. Hernan Gomez averaging 8 points, 4.5 rebounds, almost 9 points. Podol averaging 8 points, 10.5 boards a game, which is what we expected of him. So, as I said, we have made, you see Muscala on the roster there, and that is because we made a trade. Now, let's find our team. Who are we again? We should have went the other way, actually, because bullets would be at the beginning of the alphabet. So we traded Kevon Looney, who was one of our younger centers that we had. We got Muscala, who is 29, pretty affordable. And we also got a second rounder from the Timberwolves in the upcoming draft. The reason why we made that trade is so that we could give minutes to the man, Thon Maker. That's right. We're using Maker as a backup now, or Makar. I'll probably get it right. We also re-signed Bruce Brown to a 2-year, $17.5 million deal. Again, I feel like he's going to be a good step up for us. At the very least, if we go out and we make a big splash in the draft or in free agency on a shooting guard, he'll be a nice shooting guard, small forward backup that we'll be able to use for sure. So again, we're looking forward to having him in the fold for some time to come. There's been a few trades, nothing super high-end. You see Olynyk and Iguodala on the move there. Ricky Rubio getting traded to the Spurs for Rudy Gay in a second rounder. Vernon Carey Jr. on the move. There's been a few trades, nothing super duper crazy. Jabari Parker, maybe the biggest name. The Supersonics traded him to the Grizzlies for Dylan Brooks and a second rounder as well. So we are getting close. Again, we're at the contract extension deadline. We're sitting pretty good. Things are not looking too bad at the moment. We're gonna play ahead a little bit. You can see we have some goals. Get rid of Kyle Anderson is one of our goals right now. I don't know how hot and excited I'm going to be to do that. He is averaging 5.6 points, 3.4 rebounds a game. He's probably only playing 15 minutes, so he's not really getting many offensive options. We could look at moving him. He does make almost $10 million. So we could look at giving him a deal. Let's actually go and put him on the trading block and see if that helps. And again, I don't really think we have anyone else that we're really looking at moving right now. I think everyone else we're kind of settled. We're kind of settled on everyone else right now. So let's go ahead and we're going to zoom ahead some. We don't really need to change any of these right now. We've got our mentors set up pretty good. Today's contracts. Would you like to stop simulating? No, we've already done that. Again, we took care of Brown. So we go not a great week. We go 1-3 that week. We do have a new pending task. Let's go see where to scout. Our roster makeup the way it is, we should be aiming to be one of the top 16 teams in the league. I don't want to make a promise to complete that because it's going to be scary what the deadline is. It's probably going to be the end of the year. It's the trade deadline. Yeah, we're definitely not going to make that happen. We're definitely not going to be making a big enough splash. We're not going to be making a big enough splash in free agency to get up to that. So let's go through another week here. Again, like I said, we're going through. I could show you guys the draft class. So we are going through the first season kind of quickly. I really want to get into the first off season. We're going to be playing a lot more games in season 2. Theo Quinn is the consensus #1 pick right across the board. Every outlet has him projected to go #1. An 18-year-old 6'6" point guard with a 6'9" listed wingspan. 15 badges already. Definitely going to be highly competitive for him. Genway Wong is #2, 6'4" shooting guard with a 7-foot wingspan. He does have 3 badges, but they're all scoring badges, inside, mid-range, and 3-point. So definitely going to be a sharpshooter for sure. Again, it's going to be interesting to see where we end up finishing. We've been kind of scouting in the latter half of the top 10, because that's where I was kind of thinking that we were going to end up being. Trade proposal. Rab and second round pick later for Rondo and a second. So they want the second round pick back. No. I'm okay with keeping Rajon Rondo right now. Trey Lyles for Jacob Podol. No. Not interested. I wonder, is there a spot? I'd like to see, is there a place where I can see important dates? Not really, eh? I have not been able to figure out when the trade deadline is yet. Here's an interesting trade that we've been offered. I did receive this offer about a month ago, similarly, before we got Muscala. Gordon Hayward and Devontae Graham for Michael Porter Jr. and Muscala. So again, Muscala on a 1 year, could be gone. We have an option for Porter. Hayward is owed a very, very substantially large amount of money. And Devontae Graham is not owed a lot of money, but could, he's going to escalate very quickly as he gains the service time to do so. He's averaging 15.8 points, 5.1 assists, both of those down, probably because Gordon Hayward is on the team. Although Hayward only averaging 12.1 points, 5.1 rebounds, 3.5 assists, all well below what he was averaging with Boston last year. This is probably going to be a pass for me. The thing I like the least about this is, one, I really like Michael Porter, but that's a lot of money to owe Gordon Hayward. And I'm just not a big Gordon Hayward fan. That's my biggest thing. There's another L. There's a win. Powell for Kleber. So Dwight Powell, 29-year-old center. So yeah, that's going to be a hard no as well. Stop offering me silly things. All-star captains have announced it's time to pick teams. We do not. So we end up with win and 2 losses that week. So we're down to 21 and 29. So that's how quickly this thing has been able to turn around. We have it's been rough. We're gonna let our auto scout do its thing for now. Noah Vonleh for Rajon Rondo. Is Vonleh any good in this? 25. He's averaging 6.9 points. Let's see. B-, B-. He does shoot the 3 pretty well. Again, we've got a couple guys that are like him already. He's more that kind of stretch player. If I'm going to trade for an inside presence at this point, I mean, we've got Podol, who's kind of a 10 and 10 sort of guy. So, I mean, really, I'm kind of set with him being that guy. Today is the trade deadline. Would you like to simulate and make some offers? Yes. So we are at the trade deadline, which is March 24th. Now, sadly, we're not going to be able to trade. Oh? Can we? Is him being day-to-day enough to get us so that we can shop him? I think we're going to just miss the window to trade Evan Fournier. Oh! Oh! Where's the loser horn again? Oh. Oh, well. We tried. We tried, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to trade Evan Fournier. So we look at who else we have. Porter, Rondo, Kleber, Brown. I'm committed to all those guys. Anderson, we're probably going to shop. Podol, Javon Carter, Hernan Gomez, Thon Maker. I like pretty much. We could probably shop Muscala if we wanted to. I don't know we'll get much in return for him. Anderson is probably the guy. We'll attach Muscala to him. Muscala is a good veteran guy in the middle. So we'll put this package together and see what we get. We get 21 offers and see if we get anything good though. We got Vonleh and Felicio, Exum and Dotson, Prince and see again. Torian Prince just way too expensive. Solomon Hill, Pat Connaughton, Bradley and Harkless. I don't hate Maurice Harkless, but he's 27 now. Biyombo and Martin, O'Neal and Morgan. See if that's, and I feel like I wonder how much of this is Muscala bringing this down. I mean, Anderson would be a good asset for Blake Griffin. Not really the direction we want to go in. Yeah, so we don't get much there. So let's take Muscala out of this and just go. We'll just go Anderson, and we can still get 21 offers. I'm thinking a lot of teams may have already made their moves. Noah Vonleh, again, that would be more of a sensible trade for me. Because, again, we're going to free up that $9.5 million for next year, almost $10 million for next year with the escalator in there. I don't really want to give up any. These guys asking for picks, we're probably not going to do that. We're going to want to keep those picks. Second rounder in 2022, but Reggie Bullock doesn't interest me at all. KCP is too expensive. We got a trade exception. We got Tyus Jones, Jeremy Lamb. I actually don't even know what these do. I am still coming to grips with the NBA collective bargaining agreement and what all of these things mean. I'm sure someone will jump in the comments down below and let me know. If you guys are liking the video so far, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell for the notifications. Hit the thumbs up button as well. Leave a comment down below. Let me know how horribly I'm running this franchise right now. The only deal I really like here is this one. And I don't necessarily like it from the standpoint of I already have a fair amount of center depth. So, again, when we go look at our roster, what we really need, we're doing okay at point guard. I think Javon Carter is starting to grow into his role a little bit. 6.7 points. You love to see it. Shooting guard. Again, shooting guard might be a spot where we end up struggling. But again, Bruce Brown I mean, he's up to almost 10 points a game now. Again, if we end up going with him as a starting shooting guard, great. He's well-rounded. He does everything just good. I mean, B plus, B plus, B plus, B plus, B. I think we really could be onto something with him as a starter in 2021, 2022. Small forward, again, if we trade Anderson, we're going to need a small forward back in return. We got Claiborne, Hernan Gomez. We're okay at power forward for now. Center, again, Podol on the decline. Not having a good time. Pretty good stats. Maker, not bad. So, I mean, realistically, can you see other teams' trade blocks? No way. That's kind of sad. I'd like to be able to see other teams' trade blocks. Oh, well. I'm thinking it would be nice if we could dump a small forward for another small forward. I don't think Patrick Williams is a reasonable guy to go after. Chandler Hutchison, maybe. Maybe the Bulls are willing to let him go. Isaac Okoro, C.D. Osman, Windler, Javonte Green, Terrence Mann, maybe. Could be a guy we could try to get. What team is that? Clippers? Reddish? Clippers I don't think need. They have Batum there, so I don't think they really need. And the other thing is they probably can't trade for the salary. That's the other problem. So at this point, if we keep Anderson, the downside to that is that we fail a goal. Maybe we could look at trading him in the offseason, but we would end up failing a goal. Utah looks like they could use a small forward upgrade. They look like they could use a small forward upgrade. Do they have available that I might be interested in? Juwan Morgan? I might have interest in Elijah Hughes. Let's see. They don't have much cap room. It's invalid because of the salary cap, right? For this trade, the Jazz require more than, yeah. So we'd have to take back a salary of theirs, and I don't know if I really want to take back her because the problem with the Jazz, and I looked at them before, a lot of their salary is long term. Like I wouldn't mind taking somebody like Clarkson, but he's owed for 4 years. Favors, who they're probably not going to trade anyway, is owed for 3 years. O'Neal is 4 years. That's kind of my issue. Is their larger contracts are multi-yeared things of foolishness. I think I want to try one other thing. Now I know I said I wouldn't do this, but I wonder, do we have any crazy future amount of picks? No. Let's assume for a second I wanted to offer like a unprotected second rounder next year. We've got 2 second rounders this year. I just want to see if this would improve the quality of the trades we get. It doesn't seem to be. We seem to be getting very similar. Tyus Jones, I don't hate. He's just kind of swapping out one thing for another, though. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to find a good deal here, which is kind of sad. I mean, we could look at giving up our second this year and see if that helps. But I think we're going to end up with very similar. Ultimately, Now, Malik Monk I find interesting. He's having a pretty good season, 10.7 points. Again, gives us another shooting guard option. The issue there is going to be we're playing Brown, and Fournier is going to be back for the rest of the season. So is Monk maybe just a guy that we're going to just keep and lose? I think we're probably going to stand pat. I think it's best to fail this goal and just go with that for now. I think that's maybe best. Our coach is not happy with us. And we also failed the goal of being top 16. We got to 24, though, which is not the end of the world. But anyway, that's going to do it for this MyNBA video. As we make it through the trade deadline in our first season, we're 23-30. Again, we're going to be doing more regular update videos as we get into season 2 and we start playing around with it a little bit more. Next week, we're probably going to finish out the regular season with a last, update of the season sort of thing. And then after that, we're going to be into the off season, our first off season with the Buffalo Bullets. Again, if you guys are enjoying the video, make sure you like, subscribe, and make sure you hit the bell. And like I said, if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. And thanks for watching. Until next time, peace.